What is going on, guys? Winner Kills here, and welcome to another Locals feature match. Here we are in the fourth and final round of the week. And we've got two good friends here on the camera yet again. My friend Adam on the right, which you guys saw in round 2 against Marincess, and my friend Dan on the left, who you guys actually saw in the previous round versus Live Twin. If you guys want to see how that match played out, I'll leave a link to it up in the top right. So we're going to see a 7 from our Swordsoul player and a 5 from our Phantom Knight player. So losing die roll 2 matches in a row. You hate to see it. So we're going to see Swordsoul lead here, starting with the Pot of Desires. And as he resolves that, let's take a look at the poll results to see who you guys thought was going to win this particular round. Just shy of 400 votes as I'm recording this, and a majority of the votes going to Swordsoul Tenyi, approximately 69%. Nice. So we will see the Desires resolve here. And I think I see a Mo Yi, an Ashina. I think I see the Tenyi Spirit, Shathana in hand as well. So I believe that's what made this hand a little awkward for our Swordsoul player. If I remember this match IRL, like if I recall it correctly, I remember that in hand giving him a little bit of like a hard time in terms of like how he should play out the hand. So we're going to see him spec the Ashina, link it into Monk, and then debating here on what he should do next. I feel like leading with the Long Yun is not a terrible idea because that would put Baron on field, I believe, on the 5th summon. Ashina 1, Monk 2, Long Yun 3, Token 4, yeah, Baron 5. So I feel like logic tells us to lead with the Baron, but he's going to go ahead and just spec out the Shathana and then use Ashina's graveyard effect to go ahead and special summon out another Tenyi. So wasn't really expecting this route. I feel like you definitely just go right for the Long Yun and get that Nibiru protection. And I believe our Phantom Knight player also opened Nibiru here, so we'll see if this ends up, punishing him here, which it just might. So we're going to see him go ahead and spec out the Vishuddha with the Ashina here. And then now we're going to see him commit the normal summon to Mo Yi and revealing Long Yun and going ahead and specking out the token here, and we're going to see the Nibiru. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what kind of play he was trying to do there with the Shathana. Try to get that into play. I really don't know. I feel like you're just playing it simple there and just getting Long Yun into Baron on your 5th summon. And just playing it that way is definitely the way to go because, I mean, I guess regardless, he's still resolving a Long Yun here, but not going for Baron, going to go for the Grand Duke. And this will actually be pretty relevant in this match because anytime a card is banished, you can go ahead and banish a card from his opponent's field and grave. So this could be a pretty good roadblock for our PK player to deal with, but Forbidden Droplet is a card that is typically main decked in the Phantom Knight strategy to great effect. So who knows how long this card will hold up. And unfortunately, we'll see our Swordsoul player pass there after expending a lot of resources into the play. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a Swordsoul player yet. I will probably be playing the deck a little bit here and there while I'm on vacation. And when I get some downtime, I'll probably be playing some cards with my brother. And I might bust out the Swordsoul deck and give it a shot since I've really never actually played the deck once. The entire time I've owned it, and I really do want to kind of start leaning into it a little bit more to get a better feel for it. So Grand Duke, 1 set, and we'll see our PK player decide here how he wants to start this hand. He does have Torn Scales, Stain Greaves, and Kagamucha Knight in hand, and I believe they might be calculating the stats of the token right now. Very, very important thing to do. It does take a little extra time, unfortunately, but, getting it done early just so you don't have to go back later and try to look through the graveyard to see what exactly got tributed. Makes things a little bit easier. So we will see him actually normal the Stained, and that's going to trigger the Kagamucha Knight, saving the Torn Scales for a little bit later on. Because he could go for a Nightmare Unicorn play and get the Torn Scales in the graveyard that way. That could also work. So looking at either... Yep, I was going to say, looking at either Isolde or IP, we'll see him go for the Isolde. Isolde will activate here. Going to go ahead and search him another warrior. Typically, Kagamucha Knight is added here as kind of just like a follow-up extender, but we're going to see him actually add gloves off the Isolde. So we'll not be able to use that card or cards with that name for the rest of the turn. Well, then we'll see Isolde go ahead and dump the Living Fossil. Living Fossil will add back, or summon Renault. Renault will add back the Living Fossil. And now he's got 2 cards to his hand to work with for, you know, basically whatever. We could see him actually pitch the gloves off of the Unicorn here and just have that as graveyard set him. And of course, the Living Fossil is just great follow-up as well. And the Unicorn is going to force out an Imperm here. So still got to find a way to clear the Grand Duke without banishing. And it is gaining quite a bit of attack and defense. And also all of his opponent's monsters are losing attack and defense because of Grand Duke's continuous effect. And I'm just going to go ahead and pull that up here. But we're just going to see Access Code come out, Battle Phase clear the Grand Duke, and then Main Phase 2 use Access Code to banish the Unicorn Engrave to go ahead and pop the token and swing in for 5,300 damage. But first, we're going to see Stained Greaves activate Engrave, and that will go ahead and banish itself to bring out Torn Scales. We're going to go ahead and see... Okay, so this technically should not have been able to happen. We're going to see him use gloves here. So this is definitely a little bit of a, what we would call a hot cheat. A little bit of a misplay. You may have forgotten that he added that back off of Soul since it was put to the graveyard. But we're just going to see our Swordsoul player scoop anyways, since he is top decking. So I don't know if you caught that. I'll actually just ask our Phantom Knight player after I'm done doing this commentary. I'm sure he'll be like, oh, wow, I can't believe I did that. But, you know, it happens, right? So, yeah, we are into a game 2. And like always, I'd like to mention a quick shout out to Imperium Duelist. If you guys are interested in picking up amazing TCG accessories, check them out at the link below. And don't forget to use my discount code WinnerKills10 off at checkout to save 10% off your entire order. And last but not least, if you guys are shopping on TCG Player, please do not forget to use my affiliate link found in the description below. Because anytime you guys shop and check out using that link, a small bit of the revenue from your purchase goes right back into the channel and helps out a ton. So we're going to see Swordsoul lead here in game 2, obviously, starting with Emergence, and then following that up with a Desires to dig 2 more cards deep. Yeah, I don't know what it is. These past 3 matches, we've had some, like, actually, like, yeah, these past couple matches, we have had a few misplays. One on behalf of me with the Gamma and Miscellaneousaurus thing. The other round was the Trouble Sunny and Droplet shenanigans. In this round, we're having a cloak or gloves that was added off a sold activation. So, I mean, it happens, right? Like, it's locals. People make mistakes. It is what it is. So we're going to see our Swordsoul player pass on a Veiler on Moyi. And as much as I love Swordsoul, sometimes it can be that fragile with a normal summon. If it gets stopped, you really don't have a plan B other than just to set some back row. And of course, we're going to see our PK player open up Tour Guide Kagamucha. You guys saw it last round. You saw it this round. Like, this man is unstoppable with the Tour Guide Kagamucha. And also, winner of this match will have their deck profile uploaded to the channel, I believe the following day that this video goes up, so stay tuned for that. We're going to see him link into Cherubini. And the one interesting about this particular build of PK is it is not on the DPE build like some other builds are currently. I actually think this build works a lot better in theory, and I think it's a lot more consistent. So now we're going to see Cherubini go ahead and dump the cloak here. Or the gloves, and we're actually going to see him actually be able to legally use the gloves, dumping a cloak to the grave. And we're going to see him go ahead and make a rank 3. Probably going to go for the Leviair here. I was going to say Break Sword maybe. Leviair makes a lot more sense. It's going to go ahead and attempt to bring back the gloves. We're going to see D-Barrier. Chain and Response, calling Xyz here. That's going to negate the effects of all Xyz monsters on the field and make it so his opponent cannot summon Xyz monsters. Or it might be either player. I'm not entirely sure. So that will be somewhat of a problem for him to deal with. Yeah, so we'll see how he manages to continue to play through this. I mean, I could easily see maybe a Nightmare Unicorn play. Could see a way to Rusty here with this hand, possibly. He does have Ash in hand as well, so that'll be good follow-up for the next turn to slow his opponent down. We're going to see him go Link 3. Yep, there's the Nightmare Unicorn. So just trying to force out the rest of the back row here at this point. And we're going to see Chainlink 1 Unicorn, Chainlink 2 Seer. And is going to target another set Imperm. And Seer's going to bring back the Cherubini. So 2 Imperm in the back line being forced out. Now we're going to see Cloak activate. That is going to go ahead and search what looks to be Torn Scales here. And now we're going to use the Stained Greaves effect. That's going to bring out Torn Scales. And, yeah, just continuing to combo off here. Has Ash and Lancia in hand. Does he have the 3rd Imperm set? Looks like he does not. So opting to choose the more impactful, sort of, you know, entire turn lasting hand trap, as opposed to just the 1-for-1 trade, which makes a lot of sense in my book. We'll see him go ahead and dump the boots off of the Torn Scales. Now we're going to see him go Link 4 here into Access Code. And it's probably just going to go ahead and try to clear the rest of the board. Hit the last set, which ends up being Cosmic Cyclone. And yeah, I mean, board pretty much cleared here now at this point. And has Lancia and Fogblade here for the crackback. And our Swordsoul player only has about 2 cards in hand. We're going to see Torn Scales revive itself as an extra body. And we could even see him go into Rusty here, too, to get another Fogblade. And there's one thing that Swordsoul is going to have to struggle to play through. It's going to be double Fogblade. You hit the normal summon and then the extender after that. One of the only things that kind of saves you there is Long Yun. But even then, you can just basically force the Barone with a Fogblade very, very easily. So we're going to see him link into Rusty as expected, dumping another Cloak. And we'll see him go ahead and set a Fogblade here. So we know he has 2 Fogblades plus Lancia and a massive access code. And the opportunity to put a lot of damage on field here. Of course, he cannot banish Cherubini from grave with the access code since he's already banished a Dark. So battle phase 53 over the Mo Yi for 20, or not 20, but a lot of damage there. And then we're going to see the Rusty swing in for 21, putting him down to 2,300. So on a 1-turn clock here as it stands, needs to draw into something good. I see an Ashina in hand and a, looks to be the Water Tenyi. Unfortunately, finding the Water Tenyi in his opening hand again. Very unlucky. Picks up Dragon Circle. And, I mean, could spec Tenyi off of that and then tag it out for something else. But, like, there's that standby phase Lancia. That's going to turn off Ashina. That's going to turn off Shitana. And, yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else can be done at this point. We're going to see him attempt to special summon Ashina. And we're going to see him link Ashina. He's going to try to play through this, I guess. And he's going to go ahead and link into Monk. And I mean, you could Heavenly Dragon Circle at this point, but looks like he's going to go ahead and summon the Shithana here. I mean, he could make a Shaman and bring back something like Mo Yi, but there are no cards in hand to reveal, so I'll make a second Monk. And so I feel like he's just so, like, 1 card away from being able to make an actual decent play here that maybe doesn't lose to the double Fogblade and Lancia, but, like, you're stuck between a rock and a hard place at this point. So, I mean, I don't know. This is, I mean, as you guys can probably tell with how much time is left in the video, yeah, we're going to see Swordsoul lose here 2-0. You guys were incorrect in the polls this time. You guys are pretty much right the entire week so far up until now. So if you guys want to see more of my content, click on one of the videos popping up on the bottom of the screen right now. And last but not least, a special thank you goes to our Divine Level channel members. And they are Cadillacs84, Pony Start, Keith Sidgers, Tweeter0226, and Black Ninja Money. Thank you guys so much, as always, for your extremely generous support.